What's up, everybody? You're watching JoeBox TV, and I'm here to give my preview and prediction for the Manny Pacquiao-Adrian Broner fight. So Manny Pacquiao's legacy is already set. As for Adrian Broner, this is a make-or-break fight. This is absolutely a must-win for him, as he hasn't really come through in the biggest tests of his career. Although Broner's technically a 4-division world champion, winning titles at junior lightweight, junior welterweight, and welterweight, he doesn't really have that one signature victory, and to be completely honest, it kind of goes to show the flaws with every single division having 4 different world titles. I personally think it should just be one title, the lineal title. I mean, that's just me, but that's a different story for a different day. Even though there's more at stake for Adrian Broner here, I'm not sure if he wants it as much as Pacquiao. I mean, in the past, he hasn't really showed a level of seriousness as other elite fighters. And what happens in a lot of his fights is he tries to fluster his opponent, but he doesn't really fight with enough urgency. He'll taunt you, he'll lay up against the ropes and say, "Oh, you're not hurting me," but meanwhile he's losing rounds. Don't get me wrong, when he lets his hands go, you can really see the hand speed and the combination punching. It's a thing to watch when he does let his hands go, but those moments are too few and far between. Pacquiao, to me, just fights with a lot more desire, even at this stage of his career. For example, in his last fight against Lucas Matisse, I thought Pacquiao, in some ways, looked like his old self. As for my round-by-round prediction, first couple rounds I expect a feeling-out process. By about round 3, Pacquiao really starts to open up, starts to utilize those angles. He still shows elite level foot movement and hand speed at his age. And ultimately, I think the angles are going to be a little bit too much for Broner to handle. He'll go into that posture, that defensive posture, where he tries to catch the shots off his gloves, shoulder roll, as if he's Floyd Mayweather, whom Broner has idolized throughout his career. But the bottom line is, he's not Floyd Mayweather, and I personally don't think he's anywhere near as good of a defensive fighter as he makes himself out to be. And even during the exchanges, I do think you're going to see some exchanges, some good exchanges during this fight. But usually the guy with the quicker hands wins the exchanges. And despite his age advantage, I don't think Broner's going to be as up to the task in those exchanges as Pacquiao. I think Pacquiao's shorter, crisper shots are going to win those exchanges. By the middle rounds, I think it's very possible that you could just see Pacquiao toying with Broner. Broner will have some moments, but I think they'll be few and far between for the most part. And he also has this move where he flinches, he ducks down real low as soon as he senses that the opponent's getting ready to throw. It's usually to his right side, and I just see that as a major opportunity for Pacquiao to just sneak a brilliant straight left hand on Broner. I think you could see Pacquiao catch Broner with one of those big left hands and drop him, maybe in the late rounds. Broner has shown the ability to get up from a knockdown and keep on fighting. He's never been stopped. But I think you probably see a knockdown on a straight left hand somewhere around the 7th or 8th round. But I do think Broner survives and goes the distance. I think Pacquiao wins a fairly one-sided, unanimous decision. I'm going to say 117-111. Well, 117-110 if you add the knockdown. So that's my prediction. Now, I haven't been doing a whole lot of videos on this fight up until now, and that's mainly because I do think this fight's being overhyped. I know it's two big names. Let's be honest, neither fighter is at the peak of their career. It is intriguing to me in this aspect because it's a crossroads fight for both. Even though Pacquiao's legacy is already set, if he wants to remain at this level, he's going to have to win this fight. As for Broner, he absolutely has to win, or he may not see another major fight like this again. And in that aspect, it is very intriguing. However, I don't think this is a pay-per-view quality fight, honestly. If they had stacked up a good undercard here, I mean, there's plenty of fighters in the PBC stable that they could have put on here on the undercard. And there's a couple of decent matchups between contenders. You've got Badou Jack against Marcus Brown. A good light heavyweight matchup. You got Rau'shee Warren facing Nordine Oubaali, who beat him in the Olympics. But now Warren has developed well as a pro and wants to get revenge over his former amateur foe in Oubaali. So that's interesting. But then you got Jack Topuria in a fight against a veteran in Hugo Ruiz. Topuria is a decent prospect, but it's a fight that he should win pretty easily. Even though Badou Jack and Marcus Brown are two high-level fighters, two contenders at light heavyweight, I kind of think that matchup has the ability to be a very lackluster fight. Badou Jack is a very intelligent fighter, good counter-puncher. I think he probably beats Marcus Brown, who, although he's talented, Marcus Brown tends to fight safety first. I think Jack takes a close decision here. I think Rau'shee Warren gets revenge over Nordine Oubaali, and I think Topuria wins fairly easily. But again, it's not really the undercard with a good, intriguing matchup that would really persuade me to want to buy this, honestly. Pacquiao's legacy is set as an all-time great. One of the best welterweights of all time. One of the best, among the best fighters of all time. But I honestly don't think Adrian Broner really deserves a pay-per-view fight. I know he's a big name, like loud personality, but he hasn't had a signature victory in his career. He hasn't won a major fight since 2015 against Khabib Alekberdiev when he won the junior welterweight title. And whenever he stepped up against guys like Maidana, Sean Porter, or Mikey Garcia, he's lost. I don't think that changes here. I know some of you are going to disagree with that, but take to the comments below. You're welcome to change my mind. Let's debate. If Adrian Broner wins this fight, and he actually deserves to win it, I'll say I was wrong. I'll come on here on Monday or Tuesday and say I was wrong, that he proved me wrong. But I don't think that's going to happen here. I think Pacquiao cruises to an easy decision, with the possibility of a late knockout, but I don't think so. Win or lose, I do hope Broner cleans his act up. He's displayed some relatively disturbing behavior, and honestly, made some pretty offensive comments. And I don't use that word lightly. I'm not one of those people that overuses that word. He made some, like, actual racist comments, Broner did, towards one of Manny Pacquiao's fans. So I do hope he cleans his act up, win or lose, because he's very talented, and this could prove to be the turning point of his career if he can turn it around and beat a legend in Manny Pacquiao. if you guys are paying for the pay-per-view fight, I do hope you enjoy it. I'll be back with another video in the coming days. But for now, I think I'm going to save my money on Spence versus Garcia. Until next time, JoeBox TV